Welcome to week 6 of remote learning. Now, this video is going to work for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you can do it a couple different ways. Either you can just complete Monday's work, which is the Wonders page 177, or you can work through 177 through 183, which is what this video is going to be, and get it all done in one day. You will have to go back and log your answers on the Google form each day, but do whichever one you want. So this is Monday. What you're supposed to do for Monday is, again, the companion book, Wonders companion book, page 177. So it says you are going to choose a topic. You're going to write a poem this week about a person. And so I want you to think for a second, pause me if you need to, and think about a person who's important to you. On notebook paper, I just want you to quickly write how that person makes you feel and why that person is important to you. Just jot down notes, nothing with complete sentences. Take a second, pause me, and do that. Okay, here's what I jotted down. My grandmother makes me feel safe, loved, and important. She's important because she gave me a person to look up to in my life. Okay, those are just some free writing, just some things that came to mind when I thought of my grandmother. Now you're going to write a free verse poem about that person. And a couple of questions you need to ask yourself if you're following along on page 177 is, who's my audience? Who am I writing about? Well, guys, if you're writing something to someone, shouldn't that be your audience? So my audience should be the person writing that the poem's about, correct? Other question you might ask yourself is, what is my purpose? Well, for me, my grandmother is no longer with us, so my purpose is to remember her, to pass those stories down. It might be for you that your purpose is to tell someone how important they are to you. So I chose my grandmother because she was always there for me. So under your free write that you did a second ago, I want you to write I chose and who you chose and why. Very simple. Pause me. Now, you're going to make a bubble map similar to this. I don't need to see this. If you have done all this planning on your notebook paper, it's going to come across in your poem. If you don't do all the planning, I'll know that in the poem, okay? So you don't have to send me pictures of this. You don't have to show it to me. You just need to do it. Okay, that brings us to Tuesday. If you want to stop here, go fill out the Google form for Monday and come back tomorrow, that's fine. If you want to continue writing your poem, let's go ahead and keep going. So it wants me to plan some figurative language because poems are famous for their figurative language, right? And in this particular poem, it wants me to make sure I have a simile and a metaphor. So my simile is, she pushes me like a bulldozer to be my best. If you knew my grandmother, you would understand that. The metaphor that I chose is, her hugs are a warm blanket of protection. Okay? I want you to pause, and I want you on page 178 in your companion book, write those down. Write your simile, write your metaphor. They give you examples of them there. Okay? Get your mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousin, whoever you're with, to help you come up with a simile. Remember, a simile is a comparison using like or as. A metaphor does not have like or as. Same concept. Those two words are missing. Now, you are going to actually write your poem on notebook paper about the person who's important to you. So here's my poem. Her hugs are a warm blanket of protection, my grandmother. She pushes me like a bulldozer to do my best. I could never survive without her. That's it. I've got my simile, I've got my metaphor, I've got who I'm writing about, and 1 or 2 more sentences. That's all you need, guys. That's all you need. Now we're at Wednesday. Okay. Here's where you're going to go back in and you're going to do some changes, some fixes, some all that. So again, if you want to pause me, fill out the Google form for Tuesday, or if you just want to make your notes in your companion book and then on Wednesday go in and do it, that's fine. You can get virtually all of your work for writing for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday done, and then each day just log your answers on Google Form. So Wednesday, we're going to conference. I want you to work with someone at your house. How could I improve this? Some questions you might want to ask yourself are, I like the way that another detail you want to add is, I can add some words to show I don't understand your metaphor. Parents, these are great questions that you can use to kind of guide your student. Again, we are on page 181 in the companion guide. Editing. Have someone look over it for punctuation, spelling, capitalization, other mistakes like that, okay? Remember, a poem is going to have some weird punctuation. That's okay. But really focus on your spelling, your word choice, things like that. Final copy. On Wednesday, there is a place at the very bottom to type your final copy. Make sure that you type it and put the punctuation you want in there, okay? I can't wait to see what you wrote and who you wrote it about. And finally, your passcode is ThinkUp. Your passcode for Miss Nettleton is ThinkUp. Hope that helped. Have a great day, and I will see you on Thursday.